and we are going to get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Daybreak II. God, it feels weird to be able to say that. just weird to say that. Although I've got a little bit of stream housekeeping to get out of the way first. I didn't want to really kind of interrupt the FF Marathon too much with it, so that's why I mostly kept my mouth shut about it. But you may have noticed on the list that a couple of games have been removed from consideration. Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny? And you know what's funny? That it's the exact same feeling as when we removed Return to Trails Hills from the thing, because that was 8 months of that, right? And then of course interspersed with, this time was like 13 months of interspersal, right? Because we were interrupted by a lot of runs. So the way that I'm going to operate this now, so to get back to my point, you might have noticed that a couple of games have been removed from the list. That's because I'm just going to slot the Tellius games in at some point. Originally, I was going to go for Super Robot Wars V, but now I actually finally pulled the trigger and was just like, okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. I actually have to agree with that, Neko, and this might seem like a damning statement, but I'm actually going to say this. My Return to Trails series was actually better than my Final Fantasy Marathon. I actually felt like I nailed a lot of elements of Return to Trails. Like, to be blunt with you, I actually feel like the Return to Trails was some of my best work. It had some of my favorite moments in it. Like, me gushing about the intro of Reverie and just kind of sitting there for like 2 or 3 hours just discussing how Reverie's intro was well written, Yeah, supposedly the FF9 remake has been in the rumor mill for like 5 or 6 years at this point. I'll believe it when they give me a trailer, Yeah. And I think that's the other thing too. Trails is my favorite series. I mean, hence why we didn't jump right into Monster Hunter Stories 2, which would be the next one. No, we jumped right into Daybreak 2 because I was just like, yeah, I Trails, Trails is that one thing where it's like, ooh, this I have to look at this. This is, it's my comfort food. Yeah. Now, admittedly, I would be a lot more hesitant to do that if this was my job, right? Like if I was doing this full time and this was my primary source of income, I'd be at the mercy of my viewers, obviously. But I don't have enough viewers for that to be a thing, right? But to be honest with you, and I know this seems weird, I've always felt like my best work comes from things I'm passionate about. As weird as that might sound, even when I'm ranting and raving, when I'm passionate about something, there's more energy, right? Now, obviously, there are limits because, something can make me really, really pissy to the point where it's not fun anymore. And I'll just remind you that I have a scuffed DualSense controller, or as a result of that. For those that didn't see the Rebirth run, Tomberry King, a optional boss, this was responsible for that. And if he wasn't responsible for that, Odin would have picked up the slack. Yeah. The first round against Odin, anyway, because the rematch was actually really good. But anyways, regardless, regardless though, I've always felt like that, right? So yeah, so yeah, no, but yeah, so I've removed the Tellius games of Fire Emblem from the list because they're now in the thing, in the queue. I've also changed up how runs. I've also changed up how the runs are handled, and effectively now, instead of a no need to add list, it's runs to be added. So, for example, if you go into exclamation mark list and you donate, that's a whole list of games that I want to play. So if you want to increase the priority of those runs, you can go ahead and now you can shift those up into the funded side, with the color coding and all that, and you can just, put them into consideration, right? So, because we've been running into the I don't know what to donate for kind of thing. Well, here's an entire list of games that I want to do. So if you want to support me in more than just a financial way, pick one of those, start funding that. And then we'll discuss a price when you add it to the funding side of the list. Sense make? Once the funding of a run starts, we'll negotiate the price and then we'll go from there. There. Because the problem was that I felt like we weren't draining that list greatly. We weren't really draining that the no need to add list. We weren't draining that at all. No, there literally was no draining happening with that list. Mostly because the Final Fantasy Marathon literally was stalling that like crazy, yes. But at the same time, it just kind of felt like we were more adding stuff, which is fine. I don't want to complain about that. But I feel like I've got an entire list of like over 30 games that I do actually want to do. Well, 30 runs I want to do, including some blocks, right? Because if you notice, there's a lot of really, really, really lucrative runs that we're doing. Now, you noticed I also took off the Star Ocean Marathon because that's guaranteed to happen at this point. Right, that's locked in. We've got a schedule now, which again can be reviewed through the review rankings spreadsheet. Right. So if you scroll down the stream order, you'll notice that we're currently doing Daybreak 2. Then Monster Hunter Stories 2 will be next. Mostly because I just want to knock Stories 2 out and just be like, get that out of here. Here, sorry, Neko. Oh yeah, I should add those commands to the page info. You're right. Actually, you know what? Let's I think I can quickly do that. Give me a moment. I just gotta figure out how to do this. Or is it account settings? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, I kind of feel bad about doing that, because it's like, but yeah. Profile finisher, profile banner. Ah, here we go, in the bio. I should also make sure I have... Okay. Should also make sure I have the right things in here. We're doing it all live. Woo! Who? Okay, Cloudbot. Commands. Let's make sure I'm getting this right. Rank. Okay, it's just plain rank. Exclamation mark rank for a spreadsheet that doubles as a schedule. And what else should I add to that? Well, okay, first of all, let's nuke the off-screen command, because I don't need that. I haven't updated that. I keep forgetting to update that one, so we'll take out incoming. And exclamation mark funding. Okay. There we go. So now I've updated my Twitch profile. And I've updated my Twitch bio. And it's not popping up with the thing. Huh. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna quickly redo this quick. There we go. Now it's updated. Cool. Awesome. All right. Okay. So yeah, there we go. I've also nuked out a couple of things off of there. Oh, there's one other thing I should have put on there, but oh well. I've never even seen the Stories anime, if I'm honest. Anyways, to get back to the runs. Now that we've done that, so the review rankings gives us the thing. So we're on Daybreak II now, obviously. Man, I've spent so much time just doing the housekeeping. 14 minutes in. Oh, yikes. Anyways, then we're going to be doing the stories too, and then we'll be covering the entirety of the .hack GU games, all 4 volumes. I still don't know if I'm separating those into individual documents or just doing it all together. I'm probably just going to play it by ear. Probably do it, individually or maybe as a group. I don't know yet. I think that's the way I'm going to separate them, because I kind of did that similarly with 10 and 10-2, where I did actually differentiate between the two. So it's like, yeah, I might as well just do them as individual things, right? Hell, I had to do that with the freaking category on Twitch, so there you go. Then we'll be, of course, doing Alan Wake. Then we'll be slogging through Dio Field. That's true. Yeah, it actually... Well, again, Final Fantasy X and 10-2 did the same thing. And it's not like with Advanced Wars 1+2 where it really wants you to play through the games individually one at a time in order, so... Then we'll be slogging through Dio Field. Then we'll, of course, tackle Path of Radiance. And I will bitch about the fact that I had to spend $300 on Path of Radiance. God damn it. I will be bitching about the secondary market on retro games. Then we will have to decide which version of Star Ocean 3 we'll have to deal with, because then we'll be entering my own personal Star Ocean Marathon, which I admit I have also shoved a particular entry into that one that I will be adding as an addendum, and that is Rogue Galaxy. I will be adding Rogue Galaxy to that marathon because might as well, right? I will go ahead and say that I am not going to go ahead... Oh, jeez. Control is not funded yet, actually. Hey, Raxor. Control is... where is it? Control is currently at 35 of 55 bucks. Yeah. Yeah, the only funded runs currently for the funding is, because of the year bonus, was Alan Wake. The only ones left that are still being funded, the only ones that are funded right now are Alan Wake, Dio Field, Dot Hack, and Monster Hunter Stories 2. Although, in 2 more donations, you will have funded Yeast 10 Nordics, which, you know, whichever version of that you want, Antraxor, that's the version we'll be covering, because, you know, you're majority shareholder, so you kind of have the final say on that. I haven't bought East 10 yet, for the record, so there we go. Okay, but yeah, so... Well, there we go. And hey, the noise is actually there this time. Thank you very much, Raxor, for the sub, as ever. If you would like to put that towards East 10 or something else, just confirm for me, and we will go from there. Yeah, I didn't hear the noise yesterday, which was just weird. East 10? Alright. Then I will come here. Alright, so 1 sub away. That one is 1 sub away from being funded, which means it will be added to the list. Which probably means we're going to be slotting it in between Dio Field and Path of Radiance. Poor Path of Radiance and Star Ocean. It just keeps getting pushed back and back and back and back. Wow. Oof. The PS5 version. Okay. Yeah. I'll just double check that. We'll double check that. East. Oh, wow. I'm echoing. Okay. Yeah, East 10 Nordics. I thought there was an enhanced version coming, but yeah, okay. No, I put it at the right thing. Okay. I was like, wait, did I put it too low? No. Yeah, between the Switch and PS5. I mean, PS5 is my Falcom machine mostly, so yeah, I feel you. Okay. Um. So yeah, there we go. I've done all of my housekeeping. Originally I was just gonna tack this on to the beginning of Daybreak II, but for the YouTube crowd, I'm actually gonna just separate this. So that's the update on how things have differentiated. So there we go. Yeah, that even when I do get an upgraded PC, I don't think I'm going to be able to do much. Like, I will probably try and see if the PC I get can do remake specifically, remake or rebirth. I'll probably try rebirth and just kind of plop down the money to try and get that, and then see if it works. Because if rebirth can run on, or even 16, no, not 16, rebirth. I'll try rebirth, because if rebirth can run on it, well then yeah, PC gaming kind of, the PC versions kind of open up a bit more. I still prefer console, but you know. But all the same, that is the housekeeping. We'll call that the 2025 list addendum. We'll call it the list addendum, and then go from there.